say it ain't so, Joe? New ICANN rules on how domains can be named and purchased will change the internet as we know it. Forever. ICANN, the governing body for internet addresses, has announced that it will be letting anyone who can fork over $185,000 to create their own .anything domain name such as www.sellout. In other words, this overseer of domain names will now allow generic suffixes, so that your domain doesn't have to end in .com, .net, .gov, .org, or any of the handful of other suffixes commonly being used, but can now be .anything. Companies can apply for these anything domains between January to April 2012. This is truly the end of the internet as we now know it. What is so frustrating and unfair about this current change is not the actual change in itself, but the price tag. The internet has always been open to anyone who could afford $8 or $10 for a domain name, and this was just about anyone on the planet, making the World Wide Web one of the truly democratic forces of our times, an even playing field accessible to everyone. But not anymore. While anyone can still buy a .com for a few bucks, with this new pricing, only the elite few can own the prime real estate on the web. The era of the small webmaster and online marketer may just be history. In actual fact, ICANN has just auctioned off the internet to the highest bidder. Wait a minute, where is the outrage? The protesters? The rioters? The outcome of this change could be life-altering for many small webmasters and online marketers. It not only changes the ball game and venue, but it is telling you can't play because you're simply too poor. Joe, take your ball and go home. We don't want you here anymore. The fallout from this change will probably not be that immediate. But over time, trillions of dollars will be lost and won by these new changes. Just the losses from surfers directly typing these generic domains into their browsers will be enormous. And it won't be long before Google and the other search engines will be ranking these corporate top-level domains in the #1 spots. The SEO fallout could be disastrous for many current websites with the old legacy domains, such as your now soon-to-be obsolete .com web address. Well, that may be viewing and judging this whole issue a little too harshly, but anyone with a .com has just had their domain devalued, no matter if you look at it in terms of a dollar value or in terms of importance on the web. Webmaster, you're not at the top anymore. These new .anything domains are the new kings of the hill. They will dominate the web before you can say .loans. Of course, this is simply the incorporation of the internet. Sooner or later, everyone knew this would happen. Companies and big business would eventually own and buy the web. This simply makes the whole process much more easier for these wealthy stakeholders. Mainly because, while some large important domains will be able to afford this hefty price tag, smaller webmasters and domain owners will not be able to afford this move up the internet ladder. In this regards, ICANN's move can be seen as a way of de-democratizing the internet. It will still be open to everyone, but only as long as you have a couple $100,000 to pay for it. But then again, when did we ever have true democracy? The rich have always ruled the world. Why should the internet be any different?